You know what's worse than bad barbecue? Paying $30 for what tastes like microwaved cafeteria meat with liquid smoke poured on top. We pulled thousands of real customer reviews, dug through Reddit threads, and talked to people who've eaten at every major barbecue chain across America. Some of these places have completely lost the plot. But here's the thing, 2 of them are actually still smoking real meat, the old-fashioned way. And they're worth every penny. I'm ranking 10 barbecue chains from worst to best based on what real customers are experiencing in 2025. And we're judging on 3 things: actual smoke flavor, meat quality, and consistency, and whether you're getting value or just paying for ambiance and a cute rustic sign. Some of these rankings are going to surprise you. Chains you thought were solid have completely fallen off. Others you've never heard of are quietly killing it. Drop a comment with your top 2 guesses before we start. Let's go. Number 10. Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Dickey's is the largest barbecue chain in America, with over 500 locations, and that scale is exactly the problem. What you're getting at most? Dickey's isn't real pit-smoked barbecue. It's meat that's pre-cooked at a central commissary, vacuum-sealed, shipped to stores, and reheated. One former employee on Reddit said, "We didn't smoke anything. It all came in bags. My job was basically microwaving and adding sauce." Customer reviews in 2025 are brutal. The most common complaint? Dry, stringy brisket that tastes more like pot roast than Texas barbecue. "I've had better brisket from the grocery store deli," one Google reviewer wrote. $22 for a platter that tasted like it had been sitting under a heat lamp since breakfast. The pulled pork fares slightly better, but only because the sauce can mask the lack of a smoke ring. The sides are equally disappointing. Watery mac and cheese, instant mashed potatoes, and beans that taste like they came from a can. And here's the kicker. Prices have crept up while portion sizes have shrunk. You're paying steakhouse prices for cafeteria execution. If you must go, skip the brisket entirely. Get the jalapeno cheddar sausage. It's one of the few items with actual flavor. And load up on sauce. But honestly, you're better off going literally anywhere else. Number 9. Famous Dave's. Famous Dave's built its reputation in the 90s with award-winning ribs, but somewhere along the way, the chain lost its soul. The company has changed ownership multiple times, and each transition brought more cost-cutting. What was once slow-smoked barbecue is now largely finished in commercial ovens to speed up service. The reviews tell the story. "The ribs used to fall off the bone," a longtime customer posted. "Now they're chewy, and the smoke flavor tastes fake, like they're just painting on liquid smoke." The brisket, which should be the star of any barbecue joint, is consistently described as dry, flavorless, and not worth $18. The real problem is inconsistency. Some locations still have pitmasters who care. Others are essentially fast casual operations with a barbecue theme. You're gambling every time you walk in. One Texas customer said, "I've been to 3 different Famous Dave's in the last year. 1 was decent, 2 were inedible." The sides remain the highlight. The cornbread muffins and coleslaw still hold up. But you're not going to barbecue for sides. And at $40.50 for a 2-person meal, you're paying premium prices for inconsistent middle-tier execution. If you must go, order the St. Louis-style ribs with extra sauce on the side, and pray you got a good location. But honestly, check the local reviews first, or just skip it. Number 8. Sonny's Barbecue. Sonny's is a southern institution with 113 locations across the Southeast, and it occupies an uncomfortable middle ground. Too corporate to be authentic, too inconsistent to be reliable. The chain uses real smokers, which is a point in its favor, but the quality varies wildly depending on who's manning the pit that day. Customers are split. Some locations get praised, best pulled pork in Jacksonville, hands down. Others get roasted. Brisket was so dry, I could barely swallow it. Tasted like cardboard. The problem is, You never know which version you're getting until your plate arrives. The sauce selection is solid, 6 varieties ranging from sweet to vinegar-based, but sauce shouldn't be doing all the heavy lifting. If your meat needs to be drowned to be edible, something's wrong. The rib tips are surprisingly good at most locations, but the brisket is a consistent letdown. Sliced thin to hide how dry it is, one reviewer noted. Pricing is mid-range, but the value proposition is shaky. You're paying $15, $18 for a meat plate that's a coin flip. The buffet option used to be the move, but post-pandemic, many locations scaled it back or killed it entirely. If you must go, get the pulled pork or rib tips, avoid the brisket, and don't be shy with the sweet sauce. But if there's a local joint nearby, that's the better call. Number 7. Smoky Bones. Smoky Bones positions itself as a barbecue and grill chain, and that's part of the problem. It's trying to be everything to everyone. The menu spans barbecue, burgers, ribs, wings, and even salads. When a restaurant spreads itself that thin, nothing gets done exceptionally well. The barbecue itself is fine, not great, not terrible, just fine. The ribs are the safest bet, arriving with a decent glaze and enough tenderness to satisfy most casual diners. But the brisket and pulled pork feel like afterthoughts. Tastes like they bought it from a supplier and just heated it up, one Yelp reviewer said. The smoke flavor is there, but it's faint, more of a whisper than a shout. What Smoky Bones does better than most chains is atmosphere. The lodge-style vibe with wood accents and dim lighting makes it a decent spot for a casual group dinner. The drink menu is solid, but you're not going for ambiance, you're going for meat. The bigger issue is value. A full rack of ribs runs $25.28, and for that price, you expect more than fine. The sides are standard issue casual dining. Okay fries, forgettable coleslaw, decent baked beans. It's the kind of place you end up at because it's convenient, not because it's calling you. If you must go, stick to the ribs or the bone-in wings. Skip the brisket and manage your expectations. You're getting casual dining quality, not competition barbecue. Number 6. Mission Barbecue. Mission Barbecue gets credit for its patriotic mission. Every location plays the national anthem at noon, and the walls are covered with tributes to military and first responders. It's a noble concept, and the company does genuine charity work. But good intentions don't automatically make good brisket. The meat quality is middling. The brisket is hit or miss, often leaning dry with minimal smoke ring. It's like they're more focused on the flag ceremony than the food, one customer posted. The pulled pork is better, moist enough, with a decent bark, but it's not something you'd drive across town for. What Mission Barbecue does well is atmosphere and service. The staff is friendly, the restaurants are clean, and there's real energy during that daily anthem moment. If you're in the mood for a patriotic experience with your lunch, it delivers. But if you're just hungry for great barbecue, you'll leave feeling like you paid for the experience more than the food. Pricing is fair, $12.15 is for a sandwich plate, but the quality doesn't quite justify the hype. It's the kind of place that thrives on the mission, pun intended, not the meat. Regular customers tend to be there for the vibe, not because it's the best barbecue in town. If you must go, get the pulled pork sandwich with a side of mac and cheese. The brownies are shockingly good, but if you're a barbecue purist, this won't scratch the itch. All right, we're halfway through, and this is where things get interesting. The next 5 chains actually know how to smoke meat, but only 2 of them do it consistently enough to earn your money. Drop a comment with number 5 if you think you know which regional chain is about to surprise everyone. Number 5, Lucille's Smokehouse BBQ. Lucille's is a California-based chain with 11 locations, and it's the first entry on this list where the barbecue actually tastes like barbecue. They use real wood-fired smokers, and you can tell. The brisket has a proper smoke ring, the ribs have a nice bark, and the pulled pork doesn't need to be drowned in sauce to be edible. But here's the catch, Lucille's is expensive. A 2-meat combo with sides runs $26.30, and portions aren't huge. You're paying for the experience, dim lighting, exposed brick, craft cocktails, as much as the food. It's good barbecue, but I'm not sure it's $30 good, one reviewer said. The standout is the smoked tri-tip, which you don't see on many barbecue menus. It's tender, flavorful, and cooked medium rare, making it a solid alternative to brisket. The sides are a step up from most chains. Real mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, and cornbread that doesn't taste like a Jiffy Mix. Consistency is solid across locations, which is rare for a chain. If you go to Lucille's in Orange County or Vegas, you're getting roughly the same experience. That reliability matters. The verdict? Lucille's is good barbecue with a corporate polish. It's not going to blow your mind, but it won't disappoint either. If you're okay paying a premium for a reliable sit-down experience, it's a safe bet. Number 4. Jim and Nick's BBQ. Jim and Nick's is a southern chain with 32 locations, and it's quietly one of the best barbecue chains in America. The meat is smoked low and slow over hickory wood, and it shows. The pork is consistently tender with a proper bark. The brisket is moist and flavorful. The ribs are fall off the bone without being mushy. What sets Jim and Nick's apart is attention to detail. The rub has just enough spice to complement the smoke without overpowering it. The sauce selection is solid, but you don't need it. The meat stands on its own. This is what barbecue is supposed to taste like, a Georgia customer wrote. No gimmicks, just good pork and smoke. The cheese biscuits are legendary, fluffy, buttery, and served warm with every meal. The sides are Southern comfort classics done right. Collard greens with a vinegar kick, baked beans with burnt ends, and mac and cheese that's rich without being gloppy. Pricing is fair for what you're getting. A pulled pork plate with 2 sides runs $13 to $15, which is in line with local joints. The value-to-quality ratio is strong. The verdict, Jim and Nick's, is proof that a chain can scale without sacrificing quality. If you're in the South and want reliable, no-frills barbecue, this is your spot. It's not fancy, but it's consistently good. Number 3. City Barbeque. City Barbeque started in Columbus, Ohio, in 1999, and has expanded to 70 locations across the Midwest and Southeast. What makes City Barbeque special is obsessive consistency. Every location uses the same smoking process, the same rubs, and the same quality checks. The result? You're getting nearly identical barbecue whether you're in Ohio, North Carolina, or Florida. The brisket is the star, moist, smoky, with a proper bark and a smoke ring you can see from across the table. This is better than half the local joints in Texas, one reviewer said, which is high praise coming from a Texan. The pulled pork is equally solid, and the ribs have a nice balance of smoke and sweetness. City Barbeque also nails the sides. The jalapeno cheese cornbread is a crowd favorite, the baked beans have real depth, and the coleslaw is tangy without being too acidic. Even the green beans, a throwaway side at most barbecue joints, are cooked with bacon and seasoned properly. The one knock? It's counter service, not table service, so the experience feels more casual. But if you care more about the meat than the ambiance, that's a non-issue. Pricing is mid-range, $14 to $17 for a plate, and portions are generous. The verdict? City Barbeque is what every barbecue chain should aspire to be: consistent, high quality, and fairly priced. If there's one near you, it's absolutely worth the trip. Number 2, Rudy's Country Store and BBQ. Rudy's is a Texas institution with 90+ locations across Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Arizona. The slogan is Rudy's, the worst BBQ in Texas, which is the most Texan piece of marketing ever. Ironic, confident, and daring you to prove them wrong. Spoiler, you can't. Rudy's does barbecue the old school way. Brisket smoked for 12-14 hours over oak, sliced to order, and served on butcher paper. No frills, no gimmicks. The brisket is consistently moist with a thick bark and a smoke ring that runs deep. "This is what I think about when I think about Texas barbecue," one reviewer wrote. "The moist brisket is the move, juicy, fatty, and packed with smoke flavor. The turkey is a sleeper hit, staying moist where most chains dry it out. The ribs are solid, but not the main event here. This is a brisket joint, first and foremost. The sides are simple but good. Creamy potato salad, pinto beans, and creamed corn that tastes homemade. The green chili stew is a regional specialty worth trying. Everything is served cafeteria style. You order by the pound, grab your sides, and eat at communal picnic tables. It's not fancy, but that's the point. The verdict: Rudy's is authentic Texas barbecue scaled across multiple locations without losing its soul. If you're in Rudy's territory and you skip it, you're missing out." Number 1. Four Rivers Smokehouse. Four Rivers started as a single location in Winter Park, Florida in 2009 and has since expanded to 17 locations across Florida and Georgia. What sets Four Rivers apart is a founder who's genuinely obsessed with barbecue, not a corporate board looking to maximize margins. John Rivers spent years perfecting his recipes, and it shows in every plate. The brisket is exceptional, moist, smoky, with a bark that has real texture and flavor. It's smoked for 18 hours over oak and hickory, and you can taste the time and care. The pulled pork is equally dialed in with a perfect balance of smoke and fat. "This is legit competition-level barbecue," one reviewer said. "I've had worse brisket at $100 a plate joints in Austin." What pushes Four Rivers over the top is the sides. The smoked cheese grits are creamy and rich. The collard greens are cooked low and slow with smoked turkey. The baked beans have actual burnt ends in them. Even the cornbread, often an afterthought, is moist, slightly sweet, and baked fresh daily. The consistency across locations is remarkable, whether you're at the original Winter Park spot or a newer location. In Georgia, you're getting the same high-quality execution. The staff is well-trained, the restaurants are clean, and the ordering process is smooth. Pricing is fair for the quality, $15–18 for a plate, and portions are generous. The value proposition is strong. You're getting food that rivals top-tier local joints at chain-level convenience. The verdict: Four Rivers is proof that a barbecue chain can scale without compromising quality. It's the best barbecue chain in America, period. If you're anywhere near Florida or Georgia, it's worth the detour. So there you have it, 10 barbecue chains ranked. Most are skippable, a few are solid, and 2 are legitimately worth your time and money. If you think I got this wrong, or if I missed your local favorite, drop a comment and defend your pick. And if you learned something new, hit that like button.